All right, guys, got fantastic news with regards to my health journey, which if you've been following along, I've done about 100 and something videos. So as you can see, it's been a while and a lot of money spent, a lot of time and energy into researching everything. But what's been really, really good the past few days and then today as well, I'll get on to that in a sec, is I've managed to hold my Atlas adjustment. So my C1, C2, before it would always be a rock hard hit. I keep on pressing here, like you can ignore that for a sec, I'll tell you what that is in a sec. Like usually rock hard here, which compresses your carotid sheath, which contains a bunch of your nerves. So seeing and stuff is going to be harder, swallowing is going to be harder, immune function's not going to be working as well. Going to get reflux, all this stuff, which is what I've basically been dealing with for years, effectively. So years ago, I had a sporting injury where I fractured my right shoulder. I think I was 16 at the time. I'm now 25. So that's 9 years of, I guess, dealing with the consequences of that. I've also had 2 car accidents that I can think of that could have contributed to the, cervical instability that I've got. Now, so when I got the Atlas adjusted, which bear in mind was the 7th or 8th time that I got it adjusted, each time it's always been like later that evening or the next day I wake up and it's, coming back to square one. But right now, so nice and soft in there. And the difference to the speech and stuff was noticeable immediately. But while that was good, and also I went to the Alexander Technique practitioner that I've been going to. I went today, and he was saying, wow, you're really doing much better now. And I was thinking to myself, well, I wonder why, because I've just got that thing done. But yeah, no, really good. Very, very happy with that. But what's even better than that is that I went to the kinesiologist / chiropractor that I was going to around the time of my brother's wedding, which was a few months ago. And in some of the videos at the time, I was trying to work out, was it vitamin C because I had loads of vitamin C? Was it garlic? Was it the Alpha appliance that was making my voice suddenly really resonant when I woke in the morning? And it meant that I was actually able to sing at his wedding, which I'll be forever grateful for being able to do. Because if the wedding was a couple of weeks before then, I would not have been able to sing. Or at least nowhere near as well as I was able to at the time. But then basically I stopped going to see that kinesiologist / chiropractor because I ended up seeing this other guy down in Wollongong for prolotherapy and stuff, and he wasn't really doing it to target the cervical instability. He actually said that I didn't have it, which was later proved to be false. But he was trying to do prolotherapy for TMJ and stuff, and I just thought, well, I'm gonna go with that guy. He's seems to really know what he's talking about. He's also a lot more expensive, which doesn't necessarily equate to being able to help you. So don't be fooled by the price of things. So I basically stopped seeing this kinesiologist / chiropractor that had helped me before the wedding, because he had adjusted my C1 and C2 and had got me kind of better aligned. But I didn't know, and that's what was making the difference, because it was the same week that I had the Alpha in. I'd been trying a bunch of other stuff. So I basically didn't put it down to the fact that this chiropractor literally adjusted me the day before I woke up and the voice was really resonant and stuff. So I basically went back to him last week or the week before. I think it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. I was like, look, whatever you did, I don't know what you did, but it really helped. And what I think you did was you adjusted my C1, C2, because whenever I get the Atlas orthogonal thing done, while it doesn't last, it does help me immediately. So yeah, he started, adjusting me again. But I didn't like that. This was last week, and I didn't really find it particularly helpful. But today, when I saw him, watch out, Vader, our cat is taking my AirPods. I'll get them in a second. But yeah, so there we go. So last week, whatever he did, it didn't particularly help much, I didn't think. But then when I got the Atlas adjusted, I didn't hold it on the Thursday night. I made a video about that. But then on the Friday, when I got it adjusted then, Bear in mind this is up in Newcastle, which is not very close to Sydney, so it takes ages to go there on the train. But then I was able to hold the one from Friday. I've been so strict, literally. I've been up like this the whole time. When I'm going to sleep, I've got a pillow either side so my head doesn't move. As I said, I've been super strict because I'm like, I can't go up there again. I've been so many times. And I've managed to hold it this time. And, when I told the kinesiologist / chiropractor about that, he seemed a bit dismissive of the Atlas orthogonal and was kind of saying that it was whatever he did was actually providing the support for that. I don't particularly buy that. It seems a bit like also what the Alexander technique practitioner was saying, that it was like I've been doing loads of the technique. Well, I hadn't really. It was definitely the Atlas adjustment that helped. We'll see. But what he did today was he focused on the C4. He said, well, now your C1, C2, and C3 are really good now. As I said, I think that's because of the Atlas thing and me being very careful. Also, I'm sure that whatever he did is providing a basis for that, so I can hold it better. And also, the chiropractic biophysics that I've been doing, this treatment plan that I'm where, they literally will stretch you back, and it's almost like they've got this torture equipment to, bring your neck right back. So all that is, I guess, helping me so that I'm, training to be up like this so that, my head doesn't go forward and, get the C1, C2 out of alignment. But yeah, for the time being, it's super soft in there. And I can't tell you the amount of joy that I've got out of not having all this tightness here. I'm very, very grateful and happy about it. But then today, what he did is he adjusted the C4. And he was saying, well, look, this is connected to your, he would press here, and then I'd go weak in my arm when he would push it down. My voice box also down. He did this thing where he, pricked in here. And he would say, you basically got an autoimmune disorder, which is probably related to all this stuff. And then he adjusted my C4, and as you can tell now, my voice is even deeper than it was in the previous video, far deeper than it was in the previous video, but also deeper than it's been in the last few days. While the adjustment has really helped, and I was able to sing better and stuff over the weekend. It's not been as deep as this. This is very much this evening. I'm going back to this kinesiologist / chiropractor. I've got to come up with a better name for that. Saying each time. But I'm going to go back to him on Thursday, which is 2 days from now, and he's actually going on holiday, and then I'm going on holiday, so I'm not going to see him for 4 or 5 weeks. But hopefully on Thursday he's going to check that everything's, and then also that's what this is for, this kinesiology tape. Basically what that is, it just applies a bit of pressure so that makes the connection to your brain that there's something slightly different here. That's at least the way he described it. So he's going to check that the C4's, doing better. He said basically while, the C4's in a better place now, we kind of had to do everything around it rather than actually, adjust it too much, because he didn't want to affect the C1, C2 and C3 that he said had, come together really nicely. Hopefully Thursday he'll be able to check it and then hopefully make a proper adjustment, on it. We'll see. And then tomorrow morning I've got Alexander, and then I've also seen the ALF people, because the holistic dentist, because my bottom teeth are starting. It's hard to tell, but I can very much tell that one of the teeth is now kind of just in front of the other. Same up here, the teeth slightly moved, as soon as I got the ALF initially. But because I had a recent adjustment with the ALF appliance. This is recent, so I'm going to try and get them to adjust it slightly. I hope that shouldn't, I won't be paying for that, because that's just 5 minutes, popping in there. And they are really expensive, so the least time I can spend there as possible, the better. And then in the evening, I then got, more of the chiropractic biophysics where they, stretch your neck back. So it's a busy time. But I definitely making some really good progress at the moment. If you've got any questions about any of this stuff, or how, how your seeing can be affected by, you know, your neck. It's just, which seems bizarre, right? You think it's all, you know, to do with your breathing, and also you go to seeing teachers and they just don't know. They just really, well, from my experience at least, they just don't know what you're talking about. They also don't believe you, which is the thing that, you know, annoys me the most. And I mean, it's not just, you know, people seeing related, it's also other people. It's like when they don't kind of, it's kind of like you'll tell them, you know, years ago I had a car accident and also a sporting injury. In fact, 2 car accidents, also sporting injury. You know, it's affecting everything. And yeah, and they just think, oh, it's because you haven't practiced enough or so, yeah, things like that. So just a little bit of a mini rant. But yeah, your seeing can totally be affected by your neck, because your vagus nerve runs through there. You know, a bunch of other nerves run through here as well. You're going to be more prone to things like reflux, like I have all the time. Like, look at my tongue. I mean, I once went to a medical doctor who said it's called geographical tongue, and that, like, it's not linked to anything. It's just like, yeah, or like, and he was saying, well, you know, you can get things that will, you know, get the white stuff off the tongue. And I was thinking to myself, like, I don't care about the fact that it's white and messy. I care about like that's not normal. Like, for example, in Chinese medicine, that's a sign of, you know, your body's under like severe stress. So, I mean, having a medical doctor say, oh, you know, it's just geographical tongue, you don't have to worry about it. It's like it's like you're not going in depth at all. Like, you're not helping me. So, I mean, there've been so many of these examples I can give of practitioners where they're, you know, are really smart people who have studied so hard, but they're kind of, you know, in their own category, they're in their own box and they don't have a bigger picture. And while if you've got a holistic approach, you can't be as specialized in certain areas. It's definitely, I definitely say a holistic person is the kind of person you want to go to for figuring out this stuff, because they are able to tell much better about, you know, what relates to what in the body, because everything's ultimately connected. But yeah, it's been a heck of a journey so far. But no, I'm very, very happy with the recent progress. I mean, now, like, it's just so much easier I can't tell you how much easier it is to speak, and, you know, I could shout, I can sing, just so much easier. And that's only going to get better. But yeah, I need to be really careful with this still. I don't want that to go out because I have to go to Newcastle again. Although there is someone else in, I think it's Crow's Nest, that I've been directed to for any Atlas Thorn stuff. Although I guess I like the people in Newcastle because, you know, they know my body a lot better than anyone else would, even if they do send the scans across. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. But yeah, really, really good news, and hopefully that gives some hope to you if you're trying to deal with all these, you know, issues like reflux or like sinusitis or whatever. I mean, like, my nose is so inflamed. It's always red. It's been out for years. I've had 2 operations on my nose. I've had a tongue tie surgery. I've done all sorts of things. So yeah, but I guess the cause of everything seems to be, yeah, the sport injury years ago when I was growing, and 2 car accidents, and my body's basically been like kind of hunched and like in fight or flight ever since, causing all sorts of issues. And I've got, so like compression here and here, which affects your nerves. So yeah, fascinating stuff. In my opinion, you might not find it interesting at all, but yeah, if you do suffer any of these things, I'd certainly get your neck checked out and see what they can do for you. Yeah, I'm definitely very encouraged though by what's happening recently. But I mean, sorry, I'm going on a bit, but I mean, there's so many times where, you know, you think, oh, should I just, like, you know, give up because it's not getting better? But you could also say, well, you know, health is basically the most important thing, I suppose, in some ways. So, like, I mean, I'd be doing this, trying to figure this stuff out till I'm like 90 years old. So yeah, so I'm glad that we're here now, and slowly getting better. Yeah, anyway, I'll speak to you all soon. Hopefully that was helpful and interesting.